Ring Fanatics Podcast, episode number 132. I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, is my co host, Joel.
Yep.
Before we get into the episode, as always, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Follow us on all our social medias Instagram, Twitter, X, sorry, uh, TikTok, and literally anywhere else you could be found, including the audio streaming platforms, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about let's start off with the whole TKO group that was merged as of the time of this recording the other day. Um, recording this Wednesday. So the whole TKO thing, I'm still confused in terms of like what it is. So
It's just some media company, I guess, right?
is it like I thought it was like instead of Endeavor. Is it instead of Endeavor or is it still
No,
Endeavor?
it's still Endeavor, but I guess Endeavor owns a lot of companies. So the combination of the UFC and WWE are just TKO by itself, but it's under
Okay.
Endeavor.
So it's like just WWE only like wait. So it's like just wrestling and UFC, that's it. Like
Yeah.
okay. Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I'm like, why change the
I
name? I
still
don't know.
don't understand it, but it is what it is.
They didn't really have to do this, right? Because I'm
Nah,
like,
but I guess because they were doing it, they were putting it on the stock market. They had to
yeah.
kind of, I guess they wanted it separate from Endeavor.
Yeah. Because I'm like, you can't really, I mean, I'm not a big UFC fan, but that's not really sports entertainment, though. You know what I mean? So it's like, why even combine it to begin with? Just leave it separate as it is.
Well,
Like,
yeah. I have no clue why they did this. Um, but yeah, that's how we look at it, and then the UFC fans are like, "Why are you doing this? Like that's fake."
I know, right? But it's
It's
like
like
they they
it's
wanted
two
they even
sides.
said in that video thing, it's like, oh, both fans merge together because like they don't. I'm pretty sure UFC fans don't give a shit about wrestling, and
I
vice
mean,
versa.
I'm a UFC fan and a WWE fan,
I
so
mean, yeah, I mean, some people watch
there's
both, but
some
I'm
people
saying,
that both. Yeah,
but like that's not a lot of people. I think there's a lot of like hardcore just UFC fans and hardcore wrestling fans where it's like I don't follow UFC. I'm pretty sure a lot of
yeah.
wrestling fans don't follow UFC either.
You think they're gonna start running the same weekends
I hope not, because how often do they do UFC
once a
event?
month?
Once a month.
Well, they do it every weekend, but pay per views are once a month.
I mean, like, what do they do every weekend? Like, just,
Like Fight Night, like live on ESPN or
I mean,
ESPN Plus. It's like mm, just for people to like build up their rankings and stuff like that. The pay per views are where like the titles are on the line and stuff like.
okay. Because what I was gonna say was that like, I think like, because they do when do UFC do their like pay per views on Sundays, right?
Saturday,
Oh,
Saturday
okay.
night. So
They
they would
may
do
be different
Saturday.
weekends.
So they would nah. I think it would be smart of them to capitalize on that. So I say they're running Vegas right for their Saturday pay per view. Why not? You're at the T-Mobile Arena. Why not just have the overnight crew change it to a WWE set and do the pay per view Sunday?
Okay, I thought you meant the same day. I'm like, wait,
No,
that's
no, no,
impossible.
like the same weekend.
Yeah, same weekend. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't mind it doing like because WWE has been doing on a Saturday
Yeah,
recently. So
which I hate the Saturday pay per views.
I know, but then it's like if they're trying to
Premium
do it the
live
same
events. My
day,
bad. When I was a
premium.
kid, I needed Saturday. Now as an adult, I need Sundays.
The thing is that too, you just brought that like point of premium live events. Do you think it's gonna go back to pay per views now since UFC goes by pay per views? You know what I mean? And like
Yeah,
although I know it's under Peacock still, but it's like premium
I
live
don't.
event. Like what the fuck is that?
I don't know to be honest.
Because doesn't a premium live event is like it doesn't sound like a pay per view if you think about it.
No, it sounds like a live event.
Exactly. So they want to sell tickets. They want to sell more, buys from non wrestling fans. Change it back to pay per views.
Yeah.
So that
I
makes sense.
mean,
There's no
I mean,
reason to keep it.
I saw someone said that they're trying to get like WWE fans to become fans of UFC and UFC fans to become fans of WWE, but that's not gonna happen.
I don't think so.
That's a big ask, and it's not gonna happen.
I feel like if you're trying to do that, you would have to like how do I say like get into both at the same time.
Yeah.
I think. Because I feel like if you're just a hardcore UFC fan, it'll probably be difficult to get into wrestling and vice
Oh,
versa.
yeah, it would probably.
Because it's like you're going from people actually hitting each other and like people literally beefing with each other to like, oh, there's a storyline. Like, how the fuck am I gonna watch this? It's
Yeah.
nothing, not the same. But maybe for WWE fans to get into the UFC a little easier since it's actually contact sport.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I don't know about the UFC getting to WWE. That's they like I said before. Like they made in their video, it made it seem like people are already fans of both, but a
There's
lot of
some,
people
but
are
there's
not.
not a lot of crossover. You know what I mean? There's some, but not like a lot.
Yeah, that is
It's
true.
just I don't know what they're trying to do with that, but
What do you
I
think they might
guess
do with this whole TKO thing besides just like merging together and like? Do you think there'll be any differences in WWE,
yeah. I think there's
like major
I think
ones?
there's changes coming. I think
Like
there's
what?
changes coming. I think these are just like predictions. I don't know for sure. I think they're gonna mess with the stage. I think they're gonna change. They're gonna mess with the look of the show. Um, I think they're gonna change with the cameras. I think we're gonna get more. I don't know how to explain it, like the camera work.
Like the different camera angles from like
Like I think we're gonna get more of the. You remember? I mean, they still do it sometimes on Fox, but you remember that time when they like introduced those clear ass cameras?
8K quality.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that like they would zoom in on Roman and you would see like sweat pouring from his forehead.
yeah, yeah.
Like it had crazy detail. I think we're gonna see a lot more of that and try and make it look more realistic.
Yeah, I see that. The stages I feel like need to be a little bit more updated. I wasn't a fan of like
When
the
was the
whole
last
just.
time they updated it?
I mean, they did it for SmackDown. Like the last time when they first moved to Fox, they had that whole like shit like
Yeah,
the way they looked, but it's just one big screen, and it's like maybe change it a little bit. Not exactly like it was when they first started on Fox, but like make it more like, oh shit, this is cool.
yeah, switch it up a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think we're gonna see some change. Not
yeah, I
like
do.
crazy shit, but we're gonna see some change.
Oh yeah. What I kind of want to see happen, not want to see, but I thought was gonna happen because I thought like when TKO was first announced, it was like the logo looks a little bit like a show. I
Yeah,
was like, what did they make TKO like? Not I don't want to say a third main roster brand, but like
I think TKO is gonna become a streaming platform.
okay, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking like maybe like
I think that's what TKO is gonna turn into. Then
that'd
TK
be sick though. That'd be
they're
sick.
gonna take when their contract is up with Peacock, they're gonna take them off. When UFC is done with um, ESPN, they're gonna take them off, and then they're gonna combine Fight Pass and the network, and it's gonna be TKO where you could get or all of your wrestling and MMA needs.
That'd be sick. That'd
I
be
think
sick.
that's I think that's what it's gonna turn into, which will be ridiculous if they do.
But I think they might like change like when I meant show like get rid of main event and maybe do like a TKO show, but
I
hype
think
it
they
up
could do
more
that
often.
too. Yeah, I mean, I just found out main events still happening
Yeah, I mean no
last
one
week.
really watches that anymore, so
I forgot that happened. Is Level Up still a thing?
I think so. But I don't think they're really gonna do much with NXT. That's its own thing. I feel like,
Yeah.
but
Oh, how you like that call yesterday?
oh yeah, I was gonna bring that up later. I here's the thing with that with the whole
Tell me.
Becky Lynch winning the title. Not mad at it. Not mad at it. Like the idea of her winning it, I'm not mad at.
Okay.
I just don't like the way this whole feud was brought about. Like, I don't know if it was a storyline, but like the whole start of this feud was that Tiffany Stratton messed up in her promo. That is it. Like she called Becky Lynch a former NXT Women's Champion, and then boom, weeks later she's champion now. Like, come on, you didn't have to do that because she messed
Didn't
up. I get it. It was a cool feud, great match, put Tiffany Stratton over. I loved it, but it just
took the strap off of her.
Yeah, because she messed up. That's why you're gonna make this happen. Like, come on,
And why does Becky
do a
need
different
that?
story.
Why
Like,
does Becky need the belt?
I don't. I guess she wanted to finish the story. I don't know.
Oh God, what you finish the story?
But like, I don't know. I just found it weird that that was the reason that they started this feud. I'm like, did it
TKO
have to
baby,
happen that way, or like,
T TKO baby. Let's
yeah,
get our ratings up. You know what will get our ratings up? If we put one of the top women winning the NXT belt.
yeah. I don't know. I like the fact that she won it. The way they did it, I wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah,
Like, they could have done it differently. They could have led up to their. I think they have a pay per view in like 2 weeks,
yeah. No
and it's like,
Mercy coming up, right?
yeah, they could have waited till then to take the title off of her. Because this might be like something big happening for Tiffany Stratton, right? She must be going to the main roster or something. Because that'd be stupid if she won it back. And it's like,
I think she's gonna win it
why?
back at No Mercy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
I
too.
think
But
it's
like,
just to give her a W over Becky.
yeah,
But by doing that, you also gotta take a L by Becky.
exactly. So
Uh, yeah.
I don't know.
Uh, I was confused about it. I get it, cool. She won the belt. She had done it, but like you didn't need to,
Yeah, she didn't need to do
especially
it.
with the run she's having. Like I haven't watched it, but I watched like highlights. I'd be reading stuff, and it sounds like she's killing
Like,
it
it was
right
a
now.
great match. Like, it definitely put Tiffany Stratton. It was a great match,
Yeah,
but it was like, maybe do it a different way to have Becky
yeah,
take the title off of her. Because it just didn't make sense at all to have, like I said, literally started because she messed up in her promo, and she corrected herself later on. It was like,
yeah.
okay, just end it there. Don't
They
do
said,
anything.
nah, you know what we
Yeah,
should do? Take the belt off of you. Let's give it to Becky.
because you said that now, like, we have
Yeah.
to give her the belt. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have to. Didn't have to at all.
Well, how do you feel also? Because, shout out the women's division. Day by day, it gets stronger and stronger. Monday, Nia Jax coming out. Yeah, what the fuck?
So the whole thing. Okay, so this is what I feel about the Nia Jax return.
Okay.
I was one of those people at first when I saw her come out. I was like, no fucking way. Like, I was not a big fan of it. Was never a big fan of Nia Jax,
Mm-hmm.
but because like everyone's saying like, oh, she injures too many people, she's
Yeah.
an unsafe worker, blah blah blah.
I was never, even before she started injuring people, I was never sold on Nia Jax. She was just big.
Yeah,
And it helped her in NXT because everybody else played that role to her. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it was her versus who Ember Moon, her versus
Oscar,
Asuka, her
yeah.
versus Bailey. You know what I mean? And so it was like everybody always had to overcome that. Then they brought her to the main roster. It was just like,
It was just like they brought her to the main roster too soon, and
yeah,
like, although I wasn't a fan of her coming back and during before she got released, I'm giving her a second chance here.
okay,
I want to see if like if she's improved. She's had time to improve. You know what I mean? She's been gone for like what, a year and a half, a little bit over a year.
yeah,
So
good
I want
minute.
to see how her second run's about. If she's improved. If she hasn't improved, then it
Hopefully,
was worth the time.
it is cool because Rhea needed somebody new
Of
because
course, yeah,
she's running through that roster. It's crazy.
yeah. She
Every
needs
every
a new
woman's
opponent.
story is like lasting like 2 weeks and then it's over. Like
Yeah,
they're just letting her run through that division.
that's also the reason why I feel like they brought her back was just to give her an opponent. I don't think she's doing much in this second time around.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
it's cool. Let's see how it goes. But like,
Yeah,
I don't think they're doing much.
some people were fucking hype about it. I was like, that's cool. Like I'm not mad at it, but we'll see
It
what
was
happens.
random too. Like, I was
Yeah,
not expecting that.
but I like those random ones because it's like,
Yeah,
oh, what the hell?
yeah. I was expecting something else because I had a feeling if like it was the main event, then it had to have been something coming out, like somebody coming out helping. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be Cora Jade coming out and helping and joining Judgment Day
Okay.
because she hasn't been on NXT in like weeks. So I'm like, okay, people probably forgot she was there. Just call her up now, join the group because they need another female, in my opinion. And then there you go. You have a main roster call up. She's under the wing of Rhea Ripley. She's working with Damian Priest, Finn, Dominic. Great group to learn under. So, um, that's what I thought was gonna happen. And then Nia Jax came out. I'm like, oh, okay.
Naya said you playing, man.
Yeah.
I'm
But I don't know.
back, baby.
It was a surprise. But to me, it's like let me just see how it goes first before I continue to judge its return and
Okay,
how good it was. That's what I thought. Why
but
did you
that,
feel about it?
but that, I was over. It's Nia Jax. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I hope she does put on some good matches though with Rhea. I think that's a cool matchup, like the way they could do it. So hopefully it turns out good.
I think it's going to be a triple threat match, to be honest. Because, like,
Yeah,
she
they'll
also
probably do
attacked
that
Raquel
first.
before. Yeah,
Yeah, they'll probably do that first and then do the one on one.
probably. And
But
that
yeah,
makes
treating
sense.
Raquel like shit is crazy.
I know. I know. She should have won it, honestly. She should have won it. And it sucks. Because it's like
Yeah,
Raquel has been. They made her such like a threat. I think this is. I
and
don't
then
know if
they
this is a
killed
hot
her.
take, but like. It's like, I think Raquel Rodriguez is what Nia Jax should have been.
Yeah.
Like, an irresistible force, as her nickname is. But
Mm-hmm.
like, honestly, I think Raquel Gonzalez in NXT was more. It was seen more of a threat than Nia Jax was.
Yeah,
Because
she
then
was
Nia Jax
balling
got
in
called up, and it
NXT.
was like she wasn't winning that much.
Yeah.
She was just used as a big person, and like,
I mean, kind of like Raquel too. They just threw her in a tag team. I was like,
yeah, but like she also didn't have much time down there to really
yeah,
get built up like that.
that is
Raquel
true.
was.
Yeah.
So she had that time, she had that momentum coming in. Then there's all of a sudden tag division, tag title, tag title, tag title. I'm like, yo, give her a real championship run. She doesn't need to win the tag titles 30,000 times.
Yeah.
Um, but like, I don't know. Maybe she wins the Royal Rumble. Maybe she doesn't get seen for a few weeks.
Maybe.
Who knows? She still
I mean,
got time.
I've called that her, and I thought they did this match too early. I thought that was gonna be the Mania match, Rhea and Raquel.
Yeah, I mean,
They
I don't know,
fucked
because
up.
maybe after this week they do something to where like Raquel has to work her way back to get in that title spot because Nia
Maybe
Jax, you know, kind of
cost
pushed her
her the
out of the way.
match. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I see. I can see them doing that.
That'd be
But
that would be a reason.
yeah. But there was also another woman's return this past weekend with Jade
Yes,
coming back to
yes.
AEW,
That was a great return.
which
That was
that was
unexpected too.
crazy. I thought she was done.
I didn't think she was done. I know there were reports
I
that she
thought she
was
was
like,
done for the year. I thought if she
yeah.
would come back, it wouldn't be till one of the big pay-per-views next year.
I mean, yeah, like, I wasn't expecting to come back this past Saturday either, but it was like when Jade came out, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like it
that
was
was
in a
so
good way.
random.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's like I
also
love
like
to see her
it's
back.
another one that was like there was no reports about it.
Yeah,
It was a surprise.
because I was hearing like a whole bunch of like mixed reactions. I was hearing like reports like, oh, she's done with wrestling.
Yeah,
Like
and
she keeps
she
saying
even said
how,
she was like, "I might be done."
and
She
but then she
never
was also
officially
talking
said she
great
was
about
done.
how like she loved Tony Khan and how great of a boss she is.
Yeah,
He is. So I was like, if she's talking highly about working for Tony Khan, I don't see her leaving the
yeah.
company. So
No, because she said if she said she wouldn't wrestle anywhere else, but she didn't know if she was gonna wrestle again. But she said she
okay,
wouldn't wrestle anywhere else.
but that was a great plot
So
twist.
it
I
was
wasn't
like,
expecting
oh
that.
yeah, that was dope. That was a
And
good one.
it was cool that she's going back for the TBS championship because it would have been weird if she just came back and like did something else.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it makes sense that way. Um, oh, I hope she wins it back though.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Damn,
I
shout
hope
out
she.
Jade, man. I was hyped when I saw her.
Me too. I was unexpected. I'm like, yo, this is sick. It was pretty sick.
Yeah,
And I'm
nah,
like,
hell yeah.
what else happened
That
this past week?
collision needed that because collision
Yeah,
also took
they
her
had
out.
mocks on Collision, which is pretty cool too, because like they're just throwing in random people here and there.
Yeah, so we
Like
didn't
not
get to
like
talk.
random in a bad way, but like just throwing people that we don't see typically in Collision.
Which is cool because some people we haven't seen in a while. So it's cool that we're getting to see them again. Um, that's because we didn't get to talk about it last week, but the big news happened with CM Punk.
Yeah,
Now we haven't spoken about this.
no.
I want to hear your thoughts on CM Punk. I
So
will.
I think I thought I didn't mean to cut you off, but like
No,
I
you're good.
think that like my first initial reaction to it was like I kind of saw it coming, you
Hmm.
know. Like I had a feeling that they were gonna release Punk at some point and then not have him around much longer. Because I feel like everything that happened with Punk since the return was like, oh, he has beef with this person. He had this person thrown out the building. and then the whole Jack Perry thing, and it's like I've heard a lot of bad things about Punk more than his actual wrestling matches.
Yeah.
But then I feel like it was about time that Tony Khan also stepped up and did something about it instead of waiting this long. I feel like after he should have seen the signs a little bit sooner. Like if the fact that Punk had to have people thrown out the building
Nah,
for what?
he saw it. He just tried his best to not see it. You know what I mean? But he saw what was happening. He
And
knew it wasn't gonna work out, but he tried his best. He gave this man a whole show. He
yeah,
let him
literally,
pick who he wanted on the show.
yeah,
He let him influence what was happening on the show. He gave Punk such a big ass chance. And as a CM Punk fan, I'm kind of pissed CM Punk went out the way he did. Um, did he deserve to be fired? Yeah, yeah. One time getting into a fight backstage is crazy. Happening twice, you gotta go after that. But I will say it's kind of like the double standard here with Punk because I get like if you listen to like a lot of the old wrestlers, right? A lot of people are like kind of on his side
yeah,
because they're kind of like um this era is soft, but it's like you can't do what you used to do back in the day because social media is everywhere,
yeah,
and now there's wrestling journalists and all these wrestling pages that retweet stuff, and you can't be doing what they used to do. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, think about how long it took us to hear about the story about Nails choking out Vince, or like the story that Brock and Kurt actually like wrestled in front of the whole locker room. We
yeah.
had to
Because like I
wait
feel
till a
like now,
documentary came out. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
literally, they told the story.
like
Now
I
we
feel
hear
like
everything
now
from
those
social
type of
media.
stories are being told from like interviews. Like you hear a lot of interviews from these old wrestlers, be like, "Oh, this happened backstage at a so and so
Exactly,
show." So it's like we're hearing it more from
because
them years
back then
later.
there wasn't the dirt sheets.
Yeah,
I still think the dirt sheets are ruining wrestling because they just like we talked about earlier the sense of like surprise. Like it was cool that no one knew about Nia, no one knew about Jay, so we were able to have an authentic reaction when it happened. Um, it just it sucks the way he went out because I don't think he was doing it in a malicious way. I think it was more of like I'm the leader of the locker room, trying like you gotta relax. Like if I don't, I think he was trying to use Jungle Boy as an example,
yeah.
and it got carried away.
I think like with Punk was that like I think he said I remember when he first debuted there it was like, "Oh, I want to help the young guys out, be like a mentor backstage." But I think it got to the point where after All In last year to where it's like, "Nah, I'm the backstage guy now. I want to be in that position again when I'm higher up." And I
Yeah,
think his ego got a little bit carried away with it.
but I don't
Like too
know.
much.
I think he was.
Like he was trying to help, but then I think the
I'm
more
trying. Yeah,
chaos
like I think he
backstage
was
happened.
trying to help, but you can't help the same way your peers did it back in the day. Think about the time that Punk was coming up in wrestling,
Yeah.
the early 2000s. And then when he first got signed, right? Because he's in the locker room in Ring of Honor with all those guys with AJ Brown. You know what I mean? Like all the greats. Everybody had to stick up for themselves. You know what I mean? Like it was a different time.
Yeah.
Then when he got signed to WWE, the first person he met was Paul Heyman. Right? Paul Heyman has that attitude to him. So of course he loved Punk because he has the same attitude as him.
Yeah.
And then when he got into WWE, the leader of the locker room was Taker. And they said Taker took no shit. So I think he was trying to do what happened to him when he came in. You know what I mean? Like trying to show dominance in the locker room and show like, yo, you can't just do shit like that and get away with it. Because they were both in the wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're 2 for 2 for talking into the camera and then a fight breaking out.
Yeah, the thing
Because that
is
happened at
too,
All Out too, right? That they said follow this.
I'm not sure.
That's
I don't.
what started it all, right?
At All In was the but Jack Perry with the glass thing.
No, not all in. All Out when the first brawl happened.
Oh yeah. Last year,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
that they
yeah,
said follow this or some shit like that. I think the
something
Bucks
like
said
that.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then that caused the whole fucking thing. So that's 2 for 2 that you talking to the camera and a fight happens. But
exactly.
I
And then
think
the
he
thing,
needed to be fired, but it's just it sucks
and the
because it
thing is
kind
too,
of
like both shows from All In last year, or All Out last year, and then All In this year was like the two things, great shows start to finish. But
awesome shows.
yeah, and but the only thing that was talked about was how CM Punk behaved backstage.
Yeah,
Now, when people look at it years later, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is the night that CM Punk got into a fight with these people," and it's like that just ruins it now. And I think it
I
happened too much to where like you want to have a safe environment, but you don't want to tell CM Punk what to do. If that makes sense.
I guess, but I think the All Out one was worse than All In.
Yeah, that escalated like crazy, and it was like I know we
Yeah,
weren't obviously there, but like from what was said was like that took a huge turn that didn't need to happen.
yeah,
They could have just talked it out calmly, no fights involved, no injuries, just talked it out. Because CM Punk just kept on going and going at that
yeah,
press conference, and it's like, yo, you just had a match. It's not about you. Just chill. It was about you were there. Yeah, you were getting asked questions, but like answer the questions and go. That's all I need to do. You didn't need to say anything else. But that was it.
that's a
But
champ,
like,
man. That's a champ.
yeah, but like, I don't know. There was too much that he didn't need to say at a press
No, I
conference.
feel you.
Like,
I feel
I
you.
get it. It's not on TV. It's he's out of character, I guess. But like, did you not know the cameras are on? Like,
Yeah,
just stay in calm a little bit more, and then you're good. But I don't know.
but as
I
I
know for the
said,
whole Jungle Boy
that's what's
thing.
ruining wrestling, bro. Because who's at the press conference? All these dirt sheets.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, fuck you
but
having a press conference after a wrestling event.
some people stay in character, and it's like
Yeah, but
shout
like
to
we
MJF
don't
because he's the only
really
one.
need the press conference. Think about it. Cause like New Japan's been doing it for a minute, right? The
Yeah,
press conference after their matches and stuff. Um, WWE tried it
yeah,
for WrestleMania 30, I believe.
I think so.
Like if
Yeah, I
you
was like,
go, yeah, I think they still have it on Peacock. I know they had it on the network, but if you look it up, they have like the Shield interview. Like
yeah,
everybody that won, they have the interview in front of the fucking purple backdrop, the 3 X's,
yeah.
and it flopped.
But they still do it
And
at the
then
pay per views now. WWE.
no, but that's what I'm saying. I think did they bring him back before AEW or AEW started doing it and then they brought it back?
I think AEW started doing it first because I don't remember seeing it before 2019.
Yeah, but also at WrestleMania 30, there wasn't as much as outlets as there are now. I believe.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like there's so many like fucking blogs and
a lot of people
wrestling
are just
pages, Bleacher Report Wrestling. Yes, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
everybody got a wrestling page now, so it's like all those people are there and stuff like that. Like I guess it's cool, but like, do we really need it?
It's cool because I guess they're just like it gets the media more opportunities. I guess because like they could put like do a lot of interviews, put a lot of content out, but it's just they got to do stuff, like, do more stuff. I guess you know what I
Yeah,
mean. The where like the press conferences, I think mean more to the media than to the company.
yeah,
Um,
well, yeah, definitely.
but like I think it should be like a more of an in character thing. If that's cool, if they do that more, then I wouldn't be too mad at it. But like
Yeah,
I feel like they gotta like let the media know like, hey, they're gonna be in character, so just ask the questions, but you're gonna get this type of response back.
exactly.
Instead of like don't like, ask like the too personal questions like, oh, what did you thought about the Jungle Boy fight last week? Don't ask
Yeah,
that because I know like when AEW did like the recent post like press conferences, I think someone asked about Jungle Boy, and I was like, maybe that's not the right question to ask during a press
maybe
conference,
this
whatever.
isn't the time for this question.
Yeah, like that's probably what started
Yeah,
off. I don't want to say someone asked CM Punk the wrong question, but like maybe you'll get that type of response back if you ask
yeah.
something like that. So
No,
maybe like
definitely.
ask what you saw,
Yeah,
just minutes before, and not like what happened fucking to you know what I mean? It's like just
I feel
ask the
you.
appropriate
Yeah,
questions.
I don't see no need for it. The fucking press conference, that post match fucking conference or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess so. No more CM Punk in AEW, which a lot of people are calling the end of AEW now.
What
Or
do you mean?
you think that's it? You think now this is how they're gonna slowly start losing people?
I don't think so. I think they could definitely bounce back from it. Like, yeah, it was a big loss because CM Punk obviously got fired from the
I mean,
company.
but think about it. What was he doing recently?
Nah, the real world champion, not much, not much. Because if you think about it, during the time when CM Punk was away for almost a year, people were still watching week in and week out, and people were still behind it,
Yeah,
watching like all the great moments happen. I was invested in it heavily from during that time. I forgot Punk was that way until he came back. I'm like, oh shit, he's back now, I guess.
yeah.
But
And then he
eh,
came back, right? He came back. They gave him Collision. He started doing like multi-man tag matches at the beginning. Then he had his first singles at Forbidden Door,
yeah,
which, or however you want to talk about that match, it was cool for what it was.
yeah,
And then he was doing a couple things on Collision. Had the cool match with Ricky. Um, and then had the match with Joe.
yeah. Wasn't much. It was cool, but it wasn't much to really be like, damn it, CM Punk's gone. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
wasn't doing anything big. So
like
it wasn't the biggest story on.
that's
It wasn't even the biggest story on the show.
no.
You know what I mean? Like the whole Bullet Club Gold stuff was more over than CM Punk.
Yeah,
So
most definitely.
FTR was over on that show.
Yo,
So
shout out Bullet Club, man.
for real, yeah,
Shout out Bullet Club, man.
they're doing awesome. Bouncing back to CM Punk though, I gotta ask a question though.
What's up?
Do you think that CM Punk will return to WWE?
Probably,
Think so?
probably.
I was thinking the same thing.
I
I'll
don't
probably
know if
say
it'll be
yeah.
soon, but I think he'll return.
I think he
Will it
probably
be as
will.
big as his AW return?
No, not as big. I think it'll be more of like a what the fuck? This is a big deal. Like this is a surprise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a question for you though. Do you risk it bringing him in?
I
A
if
lot
I
of
were
people are
like
raised like Rollins don't fuck with him. You know what I mean? There's a couple names that don't fuck with him. Are you gonna take that risk of bringing him in?
I think that like the people at Endeavor probably wanted him to come because I was thinking like since this whole Endeavor thing is starting, maybe they want him to come back.
Yeah,
Um, do people backstage in WWE want him there? Probably not.
probably
Does he
not.
want to be back? Does CM Punk want to be back there? I
That's
don't think
also
so.
a question because everybody's like, "Oh, he's going." And it's like he didn't have a great time there.
Yeah, there was a reason
Why
why
would
he
he go
left
back?
7 years ago.
Yeah,
Whatever.
why would he go back if he didn't have a great time there?
I mean, it's his end of his career. What does he have to do
He
in
has
WWE?
he never had to come back.
Exactly.
To be honest, he came back because he wanted to, and then he had
Exactly.
a good run. The fight happened. He got suspended. Um, yeah,
I don't know because
and
I think the
the
only
first run
reason.
was amazing.
Yeah.
First run was amazing. Then he came. Then what was it? Oh, he broke his leg. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's when he took the
Broke his
title off
leg
of him.
after Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Shout out Double or Nothing. That match was dope. And the place went crazy for him. Like
Yeah.
when he came out it was 50-50, but when he won, people were happy with CM Punk, man, getting a wrestling belt. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like it was dope. That was a long time coming. So I don't think he has to do anything else.
I don't think so either. The thing is though, like if he, the only reason I would see him going back to WWE is if like Endeavor's giving him the money. You know what I
I
mean?
I wouldn't do it if I was him.
Maybe that's the only
I
tricky thing.
wouldn't tarnish my legacy.
Okay. That was gonna. That's true.
You have a chance on just going out uh like 50-50. Not everyone hates you. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are on your side about Tony not like a lot of people were like Tony's a bitch for firing him. Even though I'm like happy that he actually fucking showed he got some balls, like firing him.
Yeah.
Like because if you just let that happen, people are gonna walk all over you. So he had no other choice but to fire him. Um, but
But
yeah,
yeah, I don't think he's like because people were saying like he might go to like Impact, he might go to NWA, New Japan, he might still want to wrestle. If
I
he
think if
does,
anything, he'll go to New Japan for like a match or two. I don't
yeah,
see him having a big like storyline or nothing. And like I said, I just don't. I personally don't want him to go back to WWE because of that tarnishing his legacy, right? Because
yeah,
this kind of hurt him in a way because it makes him look like a diva and all this other shit. But then there's also ways you could look at it that make him look good in it. Is really how you look at it. But if you go to WWE and you start doing nonsense and stupid shit, you're gonna
yeah,
tarnish your legacy.
yeah,
That's why Undertaker left when he did, because he was like, I can't become a parody of myself.
exactly.
If they bring in Punk, what's the storyline gonna be? He's just gonna be disgruntled. His life. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just who he is. And it's like, do we really want to see that again? And who will he be disgruntled with this time?
But if you think about it, the only two people he really had beef in WWE was Triple H and Seth Rollins
Yeah.
that I know of.
And
Um,
who's running creative right now?
exactly.
And who's the
But
world champion on one show?
yeah, and
There you
if you put
go.
him on SmackDown, it's like
What are you gonna do
it's
with him on SmackDown?
there's a whole. But I was gonna say there's like basically a whole new roster from when he left. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people he's never been in the ring with. So
Also,
all he has to do if he goes back to WWE, all he has to do is just do what he's told, keep his mouth shut. That's it. Don't really interact with people backstage. I think he knows by now. I hope that he's there's a lot more veterans. I don't want to say in either company, but like say it's the equal amount of veterans. I don't know. A lot of veterans in AEW, but it's this thing like he should know by now that like, hey, maybe I shouldn't open my mouth. Maybe you know I get more respect back here. Maybe different now. I don't know. Um, I don't like again. I agree with you. I think it would ruin his like or it would have us look at it a different way. His legacy.
yeah, it's gonna fuck with his legacy if he goes back. It
So
definitely
it's
will.
like maybe like go on like a little tour, like maybe go to Impact for one match,
Yeah,
NWA for one match, New Japan for one match, then
because
done.
if you do WWE again,
Because he could also get hired by like Endeavor, TKO, work the business side of things and not do anything wrestling in the ring.
yeah,
What if he does that? Because again, he's been in UFC and WWE. They may
yeah.
want him to work there as an actual full time role
I
that's
mean, he
not
still
in the ring.
does. He still does UFC. Not UFC, but like, so they have like partner companies that they show on Fight Pass, like pay per views and stuff. Like kind of like if WWE. Oh, when WWE used to put on like Evolve shows and show it on the network
Yeah,
live.
yeah,
So UFC does that with like lower tier MMA companies that like they're looking at guys about to come into the UFC. So
yeah, yeah.
CM Punk has called a couple of those for Endeavor. So
Maybe he'll do
he's
like commentating for UFC again. Maybe.
yeah.
'Cause I could
Well,
definitely do
maybe
like
that's where he'll go back.
that's why I was thinking. I'm like, if he worked for both companies, he must be close to people with Endeavor, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
I think though if he what he should do now is do UFC. I think he should go back and be like an analyst. Yeah, I think he'd be dope in that.
I think he's doing fine over there. I mean, I've seen his clips from that. I'm like, he looks like he's having more fun doing that than doing wrestling stuff.
Yeah,
So I'd rather have him do that than just stay out of the ring and just continue wrestling.
but
'Cause that's like
damn, fire, bro. That's crazy.
I know it's still hard to think about. It's like he got fired, but it's like again, I think you said it before. It was like Tony had to stand his ground, man.
He
Like, what does
had
he
to.
want him to do?
He had to.
He's gonna let
Um,
CM Punk just continue to behave like that in front of
yeah,
everybody?
and they say that he lunged at Tony. Yeah, you can't do that to the boss, homie.
Yeah, and he was
Like I
like
know,
throwing monitors and shit.
I know Stone Cold did it on TV.
Yeah,
But that's TV. You can't do that shit in real life.
exactly, and it's like he threw monitors. I'm like, how the fuck are
And
you
I
gonna
think
do that to your
that's why
boss?
Tony was like, "We have to fire him because now he has no respect left for me."
Yeah, yeah, maybe like he thought it was like you know it's just a different person, I guess, than what they thought he was gonna enter.
But you know what? Fuck it, because of that, we got Ricky and Brian, Shao Brian,
That was a
being
great match.
cleared
What were your
now.
thoughts on that match at
That was
All
a
Out?
great match. How did you like All Out? Because we were talking about, you were like, you were iffy on it. How did
I
you
was
feel about it?
I still thought it wasn't a terrible pay per view. It wasn't terrible, but it
Okay.
wasn't like their biggest pay per view of the year.
No,
You know what I mean? It wasn't a top pay per view of the year for that company.
but it was still a decent pay per view.
Yeah, it was decent. It was
Takesha
worth the
stole the
buy, but
show.
like, yeah.
Takesha stole the show.
Oh, that was a great match.
That
I think
stole
the
the
whole
show.
Danielson and Ricky Starks thing
Was
also stole the show.
That was
But
great. The 8-man tag with Bullet Club winning was awesome. I think
yeah,
Takesha Omega was match of the night. Cassidy and Mox fucking killed it, and it kept fucking OC strong.
exactly.
It was a cool. I thought it was a cool event.
I thought it was too. On Collision this past Saturday, Danielson was like, it seemed like he was about to induct him into the Blackpool Combat Club, which would have been cool.
Hmm.
Not gonna lie. Glad that he didn't do it. The thing is, though, I still want to see, and I said this for a while now. I still want to see somebody. I don't care who, somebody, um, maybe somebody named Danny Garcia, but somebody get inducted into a Blackpool Combat Club. Somebody needs to be in there because at this point, it's like I love the four that's in it right now, but we're seeing like we need to see more people in it to change it up a little bit,
Yeah.
to give it a different vibe to. Because the four doing great, but like just needs a little bit of change to it.
No, definitely.
Needs to feel newer. Because again, the whole premise of Blackpool Combat Club, as they were saying, is to help the younger talent. What are they gaining by having three veterans and one talent? The ratio isn't adding up there.
Yeah.
So, um, I would have somebody get inducted. And you want to know what's crazy too? I just thought about this the other day.
What?
Like, people were talking about like during the whole Daniel Garcia Brian Danielson feud, people were like, "Oh, he's a pro wrestler. He's more of a wrestler than a sports entertainer." Blah blah blah. But like, if you think about it now, those same people who talk about how Daniel Garcia is a pro wrestler are now, get this, entertained by his dance moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
I think it's pretty exciting.
it's cool. I would want to see him in Blackpool Combat Club because he is a pro wrestler more than a sports entertainer. But it's like I find that ironic. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
come on, you were chanting a pro wrestler for how long, and now you're entertained by his dance moves. It's like it's pretty funny. But
Nah, I feel you
um,
on that. I feel you.
I do think he should be involved in it because like I
I
love
think that's
Daniel
a good
Garcia.
person to put in.
Yeah, he's a great person to he fits right in there. Um, and I just think like if I don't know how long they're gonna do this thing, have him do this dance for. It's like he can stop it. I mean, it's
You're
cool, it's
not
funny.
entertained?
I am entertained, but it's
Okay.
like just what is it leading to? It's just you know what I mean.
It's just
He does it
funny.
here and there in a match, and it's like it's funny, it's awesome, but it's like you got Blackpool Combat Club. It doesn't seem like they have sense of direction with this character. You know what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean?
true.
If they have nothing, if he's out of JAS, you know what I mean?
But they
He's
got
more entertaining now than
slowly.
he was in
They're
JAS.
slowly transitioning him in 2.0. They're slowly
Yeah,
transitioning them. Because he already said, what was it last week? That he was like, maybe I don't need these leather pants. Maybe I'll be better if I just have my kick pads and trunks. And he was like, whoa,
yeah,
you're a sports entertainer. Relax.
exactly. You're a sports entertainer.
So they're
Yeah,
so they're working to it. It's just gonna take some time, but they're working to getting that back to them.
yeah.
I have another question for you.
What's up?
Is it a work or is it a shoot? Did you see Ortiz and Santana on Twitter?
I did see that. I think I don't know because it seems like both. Um, because we haven't seen Santana really actually make his return after All In,
Yeah.
so we don't even know what he's gonna do yet. If his first feud isn't Ortiz, then maybe it
I
was
I think that would
real.
be dope. I think him
Yeah,
and Ortiz would be dope. I kind of feel like this is a work. I think they're just working on already that. it's come out that they're not on good terms.
Yeah.
But I think they're just not on good terms personally. And I think hopefully they're the kind of people that could work professional with each other
Yeah.
and it won't get personal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They'll work professionally together, boom, do a little storyline, cool, and then y'all both go your separate ways. Because if you just gotta bring him back and not really have him interact with Ortiz, that's just weird to me then.
Because I think like with Santana and Ortiz, I think to start that storyline, I think they were leading up to it because we were recording this before Dynamite.
Dynamite.
So depends on what happens tonight, this past Wednesday. We may see a lead up to maybe something happening at Grand Slam next week. So I think
Ooh,
that'd
I
be something cool.
forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot it was Grand Slam next week. Yeah,
Or unless
that's
something happens
perfect.
at Grand Slam to where the heel turn happens, or they have the heel turn happen tonight, then the match at
Not
Grand Slam.
yeah, have them have a match at Grand Slam. That's
Makes
fire.
sense.
That's fire. Grand Slam coming up. We
Yeah.
also got announced Cesaro versus Kingston. Both belts on the line. Does Kingston win the Ring of Honor belt?
I think
Is it
so.
his time?
I think so because I remember
I
they had a match. Believe it was earlier this year, or maybe at Death Before or
uh,
Supercard of Honor. I think
I,
they had a
I
match.
think it was
He should have won
Supercard.
it then.
Yeah,
He should have won it then, and I think they messed up on that.
yeah, he
Do
should
I
have.
do think that's his time to win it? Claudio's held it for too long. I feel like he's done nothing with it, and it makes sense. I think people would want to watch Ring of Honor more with Claudio as world champion because he would be a great fighting champion. He loves to fight. We know that already from Eddie Kingston. He just likes to go in there because he gives his life to the wrestling business.
Yeah,
So it makes sense to have him have a Ring of Honor World Championship, just go out there and fight every week or be there more often to have more
yeah.
matches there.
I
So
think
I would
that's
love to
fire.
see Eddie Kingston go and win that Ring of Honor Championship at Grand Slam. It'll be amazing. It'll be a great moment, especially since he's from New York. There'll be a big reaction from the crowd for sure.
Yeah, that would be dope as hell. That's gonna be a cool moment. But yeah, he deserves that.
He does. He
What
does.
else happened this week?
Um.
Um,
So wait. Go ahead.
what you
So
got?
you're
You got
different.
something?
Last night?
Last night. What happened last night?
I don't know. Did,
No, I thought you were gonna say something.
oh no, no. I heard. I thought you said last night. No, I
I
was
didn't
like,
say last night. I thought whatever,
whatever. NXT. I
whatever.
don't follow NXT that closely, so I don't know.
Me either. We talked about
Um,
this already.
wait. I
You
got a question for you. I
don't
got a
keep your
question for you.
expectations high. What's up?
What do you think is going to happen with this whole Judgment Day thing with Damian Priest and Finn Balor, allegedly going to? Because this whole like theory is going around with like apparently like Finn's going to use the green briefcase to cash in, and like JD's is helping him so that way he wins the world championship instead of Damian Priest
I'll be
and a
so
whole
tight if
bunch.
they do that.
You'll be so tight if they do
I'll
that.
be tight if they do that.
I think it's creative in a way, but they gotta really like add detail to the story if they pull it off.
Yeah, but I just need. I want Priest to become champ.
Yeah,
Want to
me too.
cash in and become champ.
Yeah,
Or if something leads up, even if he loses it, but leads to him becoming champion soon.
because I feel
Um,
like if like no matter if Damien cashes in or Finn cashes in the briefcase, something's definitely going to happen to where one of them's going to turn on the other, and it's going to
yeah,
lead to like that first feud before whoever catches in first. Because I see the teases, not teases, but like I sense it coming soon. And I said this for a while too now. No matter what happens, even if it's with the briefcase or after Damien cashes in, it's going to eventually lead to either Damien going solo or Damien becoming the new leader of Judgment Day instead of Finn, and Finn's out of the Judgment Day.
yeah.
One of those two is happening, in my opinion, but I just don't know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen.
I hope it's Finn out of the Judgment Day. They need to keep the Judgment Day together.
And I think it'll make Damien look great as the leader of that.
Yep.
If you want to give him a push, that'll make him a legit threat.
What? Him and Rhea, the two champs, together in the
Exactly. And
same
Dom,
group? Come on.
yeah. And what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on them winning the tag titles? I don't think we spoke about that either.
I fuck with it heavy. They
Yeah.
needed to get it off of Sammy and Owens because wow, that shit was bad. That was bad. They basically did nothing. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. They basically
Yeah.
did nothing with their run. There was a cool moment at Mania, but after that they did nothing. Um, Also, does that mean Sammy's getting traded?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I know they said that like
Because
they
Jay
don't weren't
came
gonna announce
out,
the person going to SmackDown
like Jay
could be
came out,
Sammy.
and then Owens came out by himself.
Yeah.
Why didn't Sammy come out?
Was Sammy on
'Cause-
Raw this week? He was, right? He wasn't. He wasn't.
no, and that's why I think he's the one that's getting traded.
Yeah, maybe we'll see him on SmackDown this week, and he shows up like, yeah, I was the one that was traded to SmackDown for Jey Uso, and now the only person that Jay was actually cool with is now on the other show, and everyone that could be a great story for Jay.
Uh huh.
Like Sami Zayn was traded to SmackDown for Jay, and then Jay has to worry about gaining everyone's trust without Sammy, and no one has to do it by himself.
It's gonna. This is all leading to Cody and Roman. All this, if you think about it, it all kind of ties in.
Yeah,
All kind of ties in. Also, Judgment Day attacking Cody.
yeah.
Why?
I don't know. They just need something for Cody to happen, I
No,
guess.
I don't know if you remember this. I think it was 2 weeks ago or last week where Paul Heyman ran into Judgment Day.
Yeah, at SmackDown. Was it on SmackDown this past week?
I,
Yeah.
I, I can't remember when it was, but they ran in backstage. Um, I think that was. I think it's all gonna lead up to Roman and Cody. I think Cody's getting attacked by Judgment Day because of Roman.
Maybe he doesn't. Roman doesn't want Cody to be the one traded for Jey Uso.
I don't know what it is,
Yeah,
but I think this is the start of the long term WrestleMania card.
yeah.
Um,
It's like as of right now, it's not obvious yet that it's gonna be that, but it's slowly getting there. Maybe like
yeah,
when Royal Rumble comes, be more of a clear of a sign that hey, Roman Reigns doesn't want Cody to be on
cause
SmackDown.
yeah,
That's
cause
why they
now
haven't announced it yet.
everybody's tied in now.
Yeah,
Everybody's tied in with Kevin, with Jay, Cody, Judgment Day. Now, if you bring Sammy over, he
yeah,
ties in with Kevin Owens, but with the other storyline also. But he also ties in with the Bloodline because he has history with them,
exactly.
and it all ties in. I think I hate to say it, but I think this is leading to Cody and Roman.
Yeah, I mean they gotta announce the who they're trading for soon though, because like if you think about it, it's like if
I
you
think
wait
it's
too long,
nah. I
people
think
are
it's
gonna
good.
forget about it.
I think it's gonna happen this week.
Yeah,
I think
maybe if
Sammy's just gonna walk out
yeah, he's
because
gonna.
I don't think it's gonna be Cody. I know everybody thought it was gonna be Cody, and I
That's the
also thought it
obvious
was gonna be
answer.
Cody. I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Sammy.
No, the thing is too, like
Now,
people are.
what will they do? That's I don't know.
I think he's just gonna walk out in the beginning of SmackDown, and then we're just gonna hear his theme song, like what the fuck, and then that's when he announced like, yeah, I was the one that was traded.
No,
Maybe he took the
yeah,
bullet for Jay or
but that's what I'm
something.
saying. What will they do with him? I
You
don't
could
know.
definitely have him go his own way. Maybe have him be the first one to feud with Jimmy Uso, because
That
that's
could
also
be it.
something there. Because
Yeah,
Jimmy didn't really see him like that at first when he joined the Bloodline, and it's like Jay did.
yeah,
So it's like, let me go over to SmackDown, let me take care of your brother for you, and then that's the first feud.
yeah.
Because as of right now, Jimmy just all he did was confront Cena, but I don't think he's feuding with Cena first. But it'd be
No, no
cool, but
shot.
um, but I think the first feud should be Sammy versus Jimmy, and then there you go.
Yeah,
Then maybe like come Royal Rumble, that's when maybe Cody wins again. Um, or they do something to have Cody face Roman, even though they're
just
on
let him.
separate
Nah, just
brands.
let him win like a number one contender. I can't
Yeah,
take him winning twice in a row.
yeah.
I need a young guy to win it. Not a
Or
young
maybe
guy,
like
but
have Sami Zayn win
a
and be like,
new
"Yo,
name.
I'm giving my spot to Cody. I don't care. I don't want it." You know what I mean? I already
Yeah,
lost to Roman at my hometown. I'm embarrassed. Is this Cody's time now, not mine? I don't know, because I think Cody said once at an interview that like he kind of like feels like the whole finisher story thing is based. It is a meme. It is a meme at this
it
point.
is a meme.
Yeah, and he knows that already. So I don't think he really cares that much about finishing the story. Um,
I damn. I just hate they gotta do Roman and Cody again. This is the year. Roman, Gunther, champion versus champion.
I would
That would
love
have
that.
been fucking ridiculous.
But what were your thoughts on that too? The whole the switch off for Gunther, the IC title thing with Chad Gable. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that was a cool match. I fucked with it heavy. They killed it. But longest reigning champ, Gunther, keeping it. I think that's cool. I think he deserves to. I think he deserved to break that record.
You
He
did,
now
yeah.
holds two records in WWE. He's
The
the
the Royal
longest
Rumble
UK and the longest IC.
and I think the longest in the men's Royal Rumble too. I believe.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, shout out Gunther, man. This guy's a
But I'm
beast.
glad I'm glad that Chad Gable and Gunther are seeming like they're gonna do a third match.
Yeah, it seems like they're taking Gable serious now. It's almost
Finally. And I
3
think
years
he's the
later.
one I think he's the one to take the title off of Gunther. He deserves that. It's
Yeah.
long awaited. It's the right time. Gunther already passed the record. He could lose it now. Um,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't mind it if come Fastlane at the beginning of December comes around, the match happens, and then boom, Chad Gable wins it. I wouldn't
If Gun-
mind that.
if Gunther loses it, I don't want to see him till Rumble.
Yeah, like he takes time off because he got
Yeah.
tired at losing it for so long.
Damn, imagine he wins the Rumble. That'd be so
That'd be sick.
sick.
He comes out at 30. No
That'd be
one's expecting
so
it.
sick.
Not announced like Cody Rhodes this year. Um, you just all of a sudden the lights go off. You see him on the stage with
Give
his
me
music.
Gunther and Priest, baby, for that heavyweight belt.
Ooh, that'd be sick. Big
That's a
meaty
good
man
one.
slapping meat.
That's a good one, right? Me.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't believe AEW capitalized on that shit from the crowd. That's
No.
hilarious.
And people
Oh
bought that
man.
shit.
That was
That's
us.
crazy.
That's also something that happened. Apparently Lana's in AEW now. CJ Perry or whatever she's going by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what her
Shout out her,
name
man.
is. That was I
She's
felt like
there.
that was coming eventually with
Yeah.
Lana showing up.
That took longer than I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like I
I stopped
wasn't
believing that was gonna happen.
yeah. I thought it was just gonna be like, okay, she's clearly not showing up, but
Yeah.
when it happened, I'm like, oh shit, she's here. Because I don't know what
Finally.
it said on the screen. I'm like, something showed up, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what that is. Then she came out. I was like, oh, cool, I guess.
Oh,
Let's see
that'll
what
be
she can do.
cool.
I hope she's back at a manager role, though. I
Yeah.
love her as a manager role.
Yeah. Hopefully that's all she's doing.
Yeah, like I
Oh.
get it. She wants to wrestle, but like,
Yeah.
just stay a manager. You're good as an on-screen talent.
Exactly. She used to the promo she used to cut when she was with Rusev was ridiculous. That shit
Yeah,
used to be really dope. Damn, Rusev was really the man, bro.
he
He
was.
really had two like moments where he was like the man. The first doing the Russia shit where he had like Putin go on the screen when they had the flag drop down. When he threw the flag on the floor, he ripped that shit.
Yeah,
That was cool, and then he did the whole Rusev Day shit, and they did nothing with him. I'm
both
hoping
times, man.
now. What happened?
Both times they didn't do anything with
Yeah,
him.
I'm hoping now. Like his first run before he had his little time off was dope. His title reign in AEW was fucking sick. Um, so hopefully now this is a little resurgence for him. Hopefully,
I think that I still think that he should have been the one to take it off of Orange Cassidy, the international championship. But
yeah,
regardless of that, I do think that the international championship should be the title that Miro goes for next and wins,
yes,
because that
I
makes
agree with
sense.
that. I agree with
Because
that.
like the whole point of the international championship is just going facing people from different countries, not in other countries, but like different backgrounds, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I feel like lately, like I loved Orange Cassidy's reign, but like a lot of the people he faced were from the U.S.
yeah,
So it wasn't as diverse as I thought it would be. I hope Moxley does that more. Even though I think the first two people he fought were from the U.S. anyways.
yeah. But I think
Uh,
he'll change it up. I think he's
yeah,
gonna be the one to go on the indies with it.
I hope
And
so because I liked what Pac did with it first. Pac went to the UK. He
yeah,
went defended it. People
but
from
it makes
Ireland.
sense why Cassidy fought All Americans was because he was representing USA. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So he was only fighting here because this is his home turf.
yeah.
So
I
it kind
hope
of made
Miro does
sense,
that or
but
somebody next does that
yeah,
from a different country because that makes sense. That's the whole point of the international championship.
yeah,
But we shall see what Mox does with it because now I'm like intrigued on what he does. I'm glad he won it.
yeah. I
I'm
think this
glad
is
he
gonna
won
be
it.
cool. I know a lot of people were mad because they're like, oh, they're always just putting a title on him. Nah, man, I think this is cool. I think this is gonna give him a chance to have matches with people he would probably have squash matches against.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That will actually get to go in the ring with him for more than 2 minutes. Like, this is gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Stop with the negativity.
I know. He just won the championship. I think he'll
Exactly.
be fine.
Let the man do his thing.
Exactly.
Have we ever
Exactly.
had a run with Mox that was like, most of his runs have been decent.
Yeah.
There's great ones, and they're not all great, but I haven't seen a bad one. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. So
All of Moxley's runs, champion or not, but most of his runs have been must see TV for AEW for a while.
yeah,
And yeah, I know he went to Collision last week, but like I think if he has like big time matches like he did with the AEW championship, it'll still be must see TV. Orange Cassidy put that title and made it relevant. I
yeah,
think John Moxley was the perfect person to continue that championship and continue the relevancy on that
yeah.
championship.
Because who
So,
else would you give it to keep it at that level?
because
There's
I
no
would have,
one.
like I said, I think Miro would have been a perfect one to do it, but I guess like I get it, like
He's still
Moxley's,
not at the level of Mox, though. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
popularity wise.
but neither was Orange Cassidy. Like, yeah, he had a great run with
Nah,
it, but like,
people love, people still love Orange. You know what I mean? Since day one, they've loved that dude. Like,
yeah,
so it's cool. He had the support. You know what I mean? And with
yeah,
Mox, it's an easy transition because it's like, all right, we were seeing high profile stuff with Cassidy. We're gonna see the same with Mox, and then hopefully they build somebody up enough. Hopefully, it's like a Miro that takes
yeah.
the belt away from him.
Because what Miro's doing now with the whole, I mean, I hope it's not treated like a comedic thing. With the whole meat stuff that with him and Powerhouse Hobbs, people are
Yeah,
loving that. People started chanting that all out,
yeah,
and I hope they could take it serious and not really get that towards Miro. But like, if they make him serious with this whole CJ Perry Lana stuff, I hope he's the perfect one to do it.
yeah,
But I do think that whoever beats Moxley for the title should be someone not from the US because that would might as well just make it the AEW United States Championship if it's just a US person or something like that.
yeah,
Um, it should be treated like it was when Pac held it, I think. But I'm glad that Moxley won it. I do agree with you on that.
yeah.
Yeah. What else happened in
I
wrestling?
mean, OC had people come in. It was just it didn't look like a lot because, like I said, he was only on his home turf. Pac, when he won it, we felt like we never saw him on TV.
Yeah.
Every week it was like, look at what he did this weekend. He defended the belt. I was like, oh shit, nice.
And this was also during the time when AEW Dark and Dark Elevation was still going on, so they would play it there mainly.
Yeah,
So it was like, oh shit, I didn't know he defended it in
exactly.
Ireland or the UK. But I feel like now with those two shows gone, if someone from the international, like if not from the US, wins it and they do the same thing, maybe they'll get more eyes on television. But I don't know. I just feel like someone got has to win it, not from the US after this. But it was
Okay,
still cool though.
Takeshita, baby,
Takeshita, yeah, that'd be
bro,
cool. Have him go from Omega to Moxley.
bro. The bumps Omega was taking, Takeshita looks dangerous, bro.
Yeah,
It looks dangerous and it looks awesome.
and I'm happy for
I'm here
Takeshita.
for it. I'm here for it.
I know we are recording this before.
Dynamite.
Yeah, what do you think is this painting for Don Callis?
I have no clue.
Do you think it's even a reveal for a new member? Because it could, like, I know it's Will Ospreay. I know he's not really signed to AEW, but like, do you think it's gonna be like an AEW guy joining him, or
I can see that happening. But like, who would you put there?
it's got to be someone young, up and comer? Because like, I remember I said this, I think during the prediction episode for All In, that whole moment of them of Takeshita, Ospreay, and Don Callis in the ring with Jericho was just, it felt badass.
Yeah,
They got to have a young up and comer, um, to join. My first initial person was Sammy Guevara, but maybe like, but that'll be something to like really be a shock factor for Grand Slam next week. You know,
yeah.
to have that
Well, I
moment
guess right
happening.
now it's a friendly matchup. Like if they announce that, it's a 100% heel turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but in terms of tonight, I don't know who that be. I don't know. We gotta wait and see because I honestly don't know what that is. It could just be nothing and just be like, oh,
It
this
could
is
be
just gonna
just
be like a
bullshit. Yeah.
Takeshita. Yeah, just to trick us, I guess. I don't know.
Get us
But
fucking hyped for no reason.
exactly. But I don't know. I love Don Callis and what he's doing now.
Nah,
I
yeah,
love
he's
it.
killing it. He's killing it, man.
Yeah. But
AJ's
yeah,
been doing his
what
thing.
else happened this week in wrestling? Like nothing.
Um,
Nothing big, right?
nothing really. I feel like we
Yeah.
covered everything that happened.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could just wrap it
Yeah.
up there. Thank you all for tuning in to episode number 132 of the Ring Fanatics podcast. Once
Yes,
again,
sir.
I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, is my co-host Joel, and we will catch you guys next time.
Catch you.